Hey guys, Tyler here. In Star Trek, we see plenty of examples of space colonies, settlements on a planetary body of non-indigenous peoples, typically sponsored by a spacefaring species or government. Colonies are generally, though not always, established on worlds that are devoid of native sentient life and are often specialized for various purposes like agriculture, commerce, detention, leisure, mining, or research. Colonies are generally situated on or below the surface of a planet or moon. We're never told explicitly how many colony worlds powers like the Federation have, for example. But according to the official Star Trek website, the Federation has established over 700 colonies as of 2258, at least in the Kelvin timeline. Clearly, an overview of even a fraction of these 700 colonies would be unreasonably long. But in this video, I'd like to chart a potential history of Earth colonies in Star Trek, comparing it to our expectations about space colonization in real life. Let's get started. Full disclosure, we also don't know how many Earth colonies there are in Star Trek either. But Memory Alpha, the wiki for canon Star Trek information, offers plenty of opportunities for charting a broad timeline of human expansion. By the 2150s, the term United Earth is synonymous with all major settlements made by humanity, including all territory on Earth itself after the human nation-states agree to work together in common cause. I've also made a video about United Earth, which you should check out if you haven't already. Link in the description. United Earth holds sovereign jurisdiction over nearly all of the Sol system, but even before the founding of the Federation, the organization has begun to spread out to nearby stars. That said, I think the Sol system is a perfect place to start. Humanity's first attempts at colonizing space are the lunar colonies on the Moon, with early settlements including New Berlin, built between 2063 and 2069. And by the 22nd century, the Lunar 1 colony and Orpheus mining complex. In my view, it's quite possible that some of these settlements could be descended from outposts built in the 2030s during Earth's newest real-world space race between East and West, such as Russia and China's joint International Lunar Research Station. By the late 24th century, the population of Luna is approximately 50 million, and among those born in the lunar colonies is Dr. Beverly Crusher. Interestingly, while Earth and Sol are politically rather interchangeable in Star Trek, we know for a fact that Mars declared independence in 2103. The fundamental declarations of the Martian colonies were drafted and became foundational documents outlining human rights. The Martian colonies evolved into dome cities, but a human presence was already on Mars prior to 2069. In fact, the earliest outposts likely predate first contact, as crude exploration of the Martian surface in the 2030s would give way to permanent human settlements in subsequent decades. It was during this time that the vast lava plain, Utopia Planitia, was settled, presumably as part of the Utopia colony. Utopia colony is also presumably the site of the Utopia Planitia Fleet Yard's surface facilities, the construction yards being among the most important and extensive in the Federation. As the non-canon Enterprise novel Beneath the Raptor's Wings states, despite Mars's nominal independence, it gradually becomes little more than a political satellite of Earth, marginalized in favor of more populous colonies like Alpha Centauri. And other novels like the TNG novel Rogue state that some Martians feel their status as Federation members has diminished the independence for which their ancestors fought centuries earlier. Luna and Mars are also accompanied by several colonies in the asteroid belt, as well as Saturn's moon Titan and the orbital Jupiter station, presumably among others. But the real draw for space colonists won't just be domed cities on dusty, barren rocks orbiting gas giants. It would be habitable Earth-like planets around other stars. This is where settlements like the Proxima colony, founded in the late 21st century, would come in. Although its location is never established on screen, its name undoubtedly refers to Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our Sun at 4.2 light-years away. Part of the Alpha Centauri trinary system, in real life, Proxima is home to at least one terrestrial planet, Proxima b, in its habitable zone, where liquid water may be abundant. while Proxima b receives about 65% the amount of starlight that Earth does from the Sun, and its mass is believed to be at least 107% that of Earth's, its other properties are poorly constrained. In fact, we currently don't know if it even has an atmosphere. This isn't helped by the fact that Proxima Centauri is a flare star, with intense electromagnetic radiation capable of stripping an atmosphere off a planet, though volcanic activity could have rebuilt it after some time, with water resupplied by comets. Proxima b may be tidally locked, which would require sufficient heat transfer to keep all the planet's water from freezing on the night side. Alternatively, because of the planet's relative closeness to its star, it may have suffered a runaway greenhouse effect similar to the one experienced by Venus. Even if it doesn't have an atmosphere though, domed settlements on the surface, or even orbital habitats, could still constitute what is referred to as the Proxima colony. As for Alpha Centauri more generally, we know that humans have other outposts in the system as well. In fact, the first time we meet Zefram Cochrane on screen, the Season 2 episode of the original series Metamorphosis, he is called Zefram Cochrane of Alpha Centauri. A lot of Trek background literature from the 1980s describes Cochrane as a native of Alpha Centauri, which is inhabited by descendants of humans transplanted centuries ago by the preservers, similarly to the members of various Native American tribes in the episode The Paradise Syndrome. These humans in the Alpha Centauri system are called Centaurans, but no canon installment has acknowledged the existence of such a subspecies, with even many more recent non-canon sources disregarding their existence and holding that Alpha Centauri is merely a human outpost and does not host a native intelligent species. Clearly, in First Contact, Cochrane has never left Earth, with various episodes of Enterprise affirming he was born in Montana. Alpha Centauri frequently refers to a single inhabited planet in the system, with the cafe on this world being where Paul Stamets and Hugh Culber began their romantic relationship. Alpha Centauri is also the location of a university, a city called Alpha Centauri City, first named in the remastered version of TNG's The Neutral Zone, and is the home world of the artist Tyrannolis, who's specifically from Centauri 7, supposedly in a circumbinary orbit around both Alpha Centauri A and B, though I wasn't able to get this to actually be stable in Universe Sandbox. Go figure. Current real-world estimates for the likelihood of finding an Earth-like planet around Alpha Centauri are around 75%, though most recent numerical investigations reveal the gravitational pull of Proxima renders accretion of circumbinary planets difficult. While a rocky planet candidate discovered around star B in 2012 has been scrutinized as possibly a data artifact, in 2021 a gas giant candidate around star A was detected with an orbital period of about 2 to 3 years. Follow-up observation by the James Webb Space Telescope in 2024 further strengthened the candidate's chances of being real. Theoretically, moons of such a gas giant could harbor life themselves. Going slightly further out, another early Earth colony first settled in 2078 is Terra Nova, the third planet orbiting Eta Cassiopeia A, a G-type or Sun-like star 19.3 light-years away. Terra Nova was discovered in the mid-21st century by Earth's primary space agency, either the International Space Agency depicted in Voyager's One Small Step, or the more frequently mentioned United Earth Space Probe Agency. In real life, as of 2026, we have yet to confirm any planets orbiting Eta Cassiopeia, which has a smaller, cooler K-type companion with an orbital period of nearly half a millennium. But it's believed that objects could remain in a stable orbit up to 9.5 AU around the primary, though a 2025 study ruled out the presence of any gas giants. And that same study pointed towards the possible existence of a candidate, similar to Neptune in mass, with a period of about 2.4 years. The journey to Terra Nova took 9 years at attainable warp speed, with the SS Conestoga commissioned for the task and especially constructed to be dismantled on arrival to form habitats planets on the surface. The colony became successful, with Earth wishing to send another vessel to add to Terra Nova's population. But the colonists already living on Terra Nova rejected the idea of having to share the home they had struggled to build. Relations became severely strained, culminating in threats of violence against any new ships entering the planet's orbit. Contact between Earth and Terra Nova was subsequently lost, with the colony only rediscovered by the NX-01 crew in 2151. Descendants of the original colonists, who called themselves Novans, are found living underground to avoid radiation from an asteroid impact, which the Novans falsely believed was an attack by Earth. It's found that the Novans' water supply has slowly become contaminated by surface radiation, so the NX-01 crew gains the trust of the Novans, assuring them Earth was not responsible for the original colony's destruction, and helps them relocate to an unaffected area so they can rebuild their society. Some non-canon sources even suggest Terra Nova eventually joins the Federation. One of the next closest colonies confirmed in canon is the Vega colony, orbiting the bright A-type star Vega, or Alpha Lyrae, 25 light-years away. As blue stars in real life are generally considered unsuitable for harboring life as we know it, it's possible that a colony on the planet Vega 9, mentioned in Mirror Mirror, is terraformed or otherwise primarily composed of domed or orbital habitats. Indeed, Vega itself is less than 500 million years old. For context, while microbial life may have been present in Earth's oceans as early as 4.1 billion years ago, our planet was still a very long time away from having a breathable oxygen atmosphere. Additionally, A-type stars output much more energy in the form of harmful X-rays, which would likely sterilize an exoplanet's atmosphere in the absence of even a strong magnetic field. On the other hand, Vega's X-ray emission is relatively weak, raising the chances of a colony being feasible on hypothetical terrestrial planets orbiting Vega. An unconfirmed giant planet orbits Vega every 2 days with a rather large eccentricity, though other smaller planets could exist in between the also unconfirmed various dust disks that may surround the star up to 170 AU, including in the habitable zone. The colony on the planet Deneva Prime was established sometime prior to the 2150s as a freighting line base for mining operations in the sector's asteroid belt. Orbiting the G-type star Kappa Fornacis, which is 74 light-years away, Deneva is considered one of the most beautiful planets in the galaxy and has a population around 1 million in the 2260s. Star Charts cites both Deneva and Vega as Federation members by 2378. The TOS episode Court Martial also mentions the Alpha 3 colony, though it's highly unclear which star this world orbits. FAS's RPG sourcebook, The Federation, cites it as a planet of Sirius, which is also called Alpha Canis Majoris and is the brightest star in the night sky. However, other sources like star charts and stellar cartography include a separate Alpha system independent of Sirius. Wolf in the Fold mentions Alpha Eridani 2, which would presumably be the second planet orbiting the B-type blue star Alpha Eridani, or Atronar, in real life, though no planets have been confirmed in the system, which is about 63 million years old. The non-canon reference Star Trek Maps states that Alpha Eridani 2 has major industries in mining, farming, and aquaculture. Colony Alpha 5 was Charles Evans' original destination in Charlie X, and it's possible that this is also related to the Alpha system mentioned earlier. Cygnia Minor faces the threat of famine in the episode The Conscience of the King. Star Charts places Cygnia Minor in the Alberio or Beta Cygni system 430 light-years away, but given its proximity to other astronomical objects that are closer to core Federation space, this designation is dubious. And Earth Colony 2 is the site of a research station where Sam Kirk and his family hoped to move when James T. Kirk last saw them prior to the departure of the Enterprise on her 5-year mission. In addition to the practically countless other Federation colonies jointly established between Earth and other member worlds, there are several colonies that have declared independence from United Earth or the Federation, were ceded to other powers, or were simply founded independently. Other colonies founded specifically by humans on behalf of Earth include Bringoid 5, founded by neo-transcendentalists in the 22nd century. Orbiting a yellow dwarf, this colony is located in the Ficus sector, along with its sister colony Mariposa, inhabited by clones descended from the original colonists. These planets are, of course, featured in the notorious Season 2 episode Up the Long Ladder, aka the Irish episode. The Genome Colony on Moab 4, founded in the 22nd century by colonists wishing to create a masterpiece society.
It makes Moab 4 inside the dome look like Moab 4 outside the dome. Well, you'd get it if you'd ever been to Moab 4.
Terra 10, founded by colonists who left Earth in the late 21st century. The colony is featured in the animated series episode The Terra-10 Incident, whose name suggests it is the 10th in a series of major Earth colonial expeditions. Unbeknownst to them, radiation hitting the planet would, over generations, shrink them to 1/16 of an inch in size until they are assisted by Kirk's Enterprise crew. And Turkana 4, birthplace of Tasha Yar, and a failed colony that declared independence in the 2350s. While it is described as an Earth colony, chronologically earlier maps depict it as being under the Federation's jurisdiction, and TNG states the colony severed contact with the Federation by 2352 after decades of civil war. Turkana's government having given police powers to the two largest factions, it was eventually overthrown by said factions. Tasha Yar recalls how poverty, drugs, and rape gangs were normalized on her homeworld, and she was one of the few lucky ones to escape. Various non-canon sources also make mention of worlds such as Terra 5, Earth Colony 7, and Earth Colony 9. And once again, this is to mention nothing of the several other Federation-affiliated colonies mentioned in canon, including those ceded to the Cardassian Union, which gave rise to the Maquis. But for many of these, it's tough to determine whether they were specifically human-dominated or otherwise founded primarily by humans, which I wanted to make the main focus of this video to narrow things down. In fact, by 2267, James T. Kirk claims the Federation has a presence on 1,000 planets and is spreading out, which would be relatively consistent with 700 colony worlds and 120 Federation members by 2258 of the alternate reality. Speaking of Federation member worlds, I have an older video where I try to catalog them using both on-screen and non-canon references. If I made that video today, I'd probably structure it differently and perhaps come to some different conclusions, but if you want to check it out, I'll link to that in the description as well. Any group of spacefarers that attempts to establish a home on another world will face a huge set of challenges. We evolved in this planet's environment with its specific gravity, temperature ranges, atmospheric pressure, stellar radiation, and other factors, and we still don't know how common that is throughout the galaxy. Even if you overcome travel times and get your colony off the ground, the level of communication and reliance with Earth are going to be dominating factors in how your society develops. This is why a colony on the Moon would be simpler to maintain than even a Mars colony, and why it's still an open question as to how feasible interstellar travel will be in our future. Even in Trek, it's examples like Terra Nova and Turkana 4 that prove living on a space colony could suck. Even on the colonies that technically aren't failed, such as Deneva or Mariposa, the threat of infection by alien parasites, the potential loss of genetic diversity, or any other number of disasters would make life difficult. Many Earth colonies haven't solved poverty, hunger, disease, war, or shelter even by the 24th century. Sort of makes you appreciate that while we have our own problems here on Earth, not just social ills but ecological ones as well, the threat of extinction by natural causes is much lower. Hopefully one day we can truly turn our eyes skyward and venture out into the universe, not just out of necessity, but out of curiosity. This video was sponsored by my Patreon. By becoming a patron of mine, you're not only supporting the channel, but you also get access to some awesome perks. There are 5 tiers, each with their own unique benefits. At the $2 per month level, you'll get your name in the credits of my videos, plus behind the scenes photos, patron-only polls, and special roles in my Discord, as well as ultra high resolution digital artwork like the maps from my videos, where I chart the routes of various Starfleet ships. You can also read my Star Trek fan comic, Star Trek Endurance. At the $5 level, in addition to the previous rewards, you'll get exclusive monthly vlogs and occasionally extended cuts of some of my video essays. $10 gets you a follow on social media, if that's something you care about, plus a personalized thank you message in your Patreon inbox. At $25, you'll be credited as a top patron and get early access to all rough cuts and occasional script drafts. At the $50 level, I'll give you a verbal shout out in one of my videos. And at $100, well, let's just say at that point, I'm just grateful to have your support. Even if you sign up for the free tier, you can still follow some of my major channel updates. If you join as a YouTube member, you'll get similar perks, but not as much as on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/OrangeRiver to sign up today. With that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below and don't forget to share it. That stuff really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that as well so you won't miss future uploads, and click the bell icon to receive all notifications. If you want to support my work even further, you can become a patron at patreon.com/OrangeRiver, link in the description, or become a YouTube member by clicking the join button on my channel page. Or you can drop a one-time super thanks or PayPal donation. All are appreciated. Links to my PayPal as well as my social media and merch store are in the description too. Also, just as a reminder, I do have a second channel, OrangeRiver Plus, where I've uploaded the VODs of lots of my gaming streams with more on the way. And in addition to some other goofy one-offs and extra behind-the-scenes content, I've officially made it my second streaming platform, so be sure to subscribe there as well so you don't miss any new content. That's all I have for this week. Live long and prosper. Do you like merchandise? If so, head on over to the new and improved OrangeRiver merch store. That's right, OrangeRiver is now officially on Spreadshop. I've got a bunch of awesome new designs, including All the Way Down,
All the Way,
Vape God, Tally, aka Best Girl,
it was totally worth it.
and what is perhaps my greatest design yet,
I love being married to my husband.
Plus, I've got some of my classic designs like OrangeRiver Arrowhead, N7, and more. And there are even some new products like OrangeRiver hats. That's right, OrangeRiver hats now exist. Visit the link in the description to get discounts and other special deals on items from my store.